Alright, so now that I got my lift on my Jeep Liberty, I was wondering how it compares to other vehicles. Because as you know, the Liberty, on the stock form, doesn't have much clearance in the front. But now I have a 2-inch lift, plus it's back to normal, so let's just say 2.5-inch lift. How does it compare now with, like, say, an H3? Let's find out. So now there's the Jeep Liberty, with the 2.5-inch lift, we'll call it. So the clearance is much better. It's kind of dark, so it's hard to see. Let me put some light on the subject. There we go. So it's got a pretty good clearance now. And there's the front. And there is a H3. And this is stock form. It's got bigger tires. Stock though. Those are not aftermarket tires, but they're bigger. It's got this big bad front end. But now, how's it compare? How does the approach angle compare to the Liberty now? Let's find out. We're just doing a visual. So I lined up the tires pretty darn close. So they're about equal. And the H3 has bigger tires, a little bit. So there's the H3. It's got pretty good departure, no doubt about it. How does the Liberty compare? Let's see. Well, right away you can see the front of the car, the tires are closer to the front. And now it's got a pretty good angle now, approach angle. Kind of hard to tell. Let's see. Let's get maybe a little closer on this side. So one thing I noticed about my car, the Liberty, is there's nothing really in the front blocking, like this part here is definitely higher, right? For sure. But if you're not going over a rock, you're going over, like approaching a hill, there's not much lip there. This one here, it actually has this protruding further out that might hinder its approach. Either way, it's pretty darn similar. Pretty close. But if I had to say, comparing the two side by side, I would say that the Liberty now has more of an approach angle to it because it sticks out a little further. But you definitely clear bigger, like rocks and stuff with the H3. But if you're going up like a steep hill or something, the Liberty, I think, has more clearance. Yeah, you get a ruler or a stick, but who cares about all that? It's all about my perception. My perception is the Liberty wins. Thank you very much. The Liberty has better approach than the H3. There's Tacoma. I wonder how it compares to that. Let's go take a look. Okay, from this angle, it appears that Tacoma is parked further forward than the Liberty. But if you check the tires, they are about the same location. I think I'm actually a tad forward, but pretty close. We'll call that equal. All right, so there is the Tacoma. It has this thing on here. You didn't remove that. So that, of course, is going to hinder its clearance. And it has a far front end. So that's going to hinder its approach angle as well. So comparing the two, there is no doubt that the Liberty has a far more aggressive approach angle. This will stick out as far. It doesn't have a lot of junk. Now, if you remove this, this still comes out pretty far. You'll still have a pretty good approach angle, don't get me wrong. But there's not much in front of the Liberty. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. So the Liberty wins with the Tacoma with a 2.5-inch lift. In a stock form, it would get crushed by everything. But with the 2.5-inch lift, it's very competitive. So there you have it. It looks very tight. And you can get one for far cheaper than most vehicles. And it doesn't take very much to get them set up. So it's the best thing on the trail. Thanks for watching Paul's Take. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and buy a t-shirt. They're the best. I drew it myself. Thanks for watching.